Hey, what's up guys, Tactiholics here, and I'm recording this video on my cell phone, so hopefully the quality of audio and video isn't too bad. But we're out here at WFTC, Wisconsin Firearms Training Center in Brookfield, Wisconsin, and they just got a shipment of 5 or 6 of the new Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0s in, so I wanted to throw a real quick first impressions video up for you. So I have here a clear, unloaded Smith & Wesson M&P M2.0 chambered in 9mm. Let's go ahead and break down some of the enhancements of the new M&P 2.0. So this one is in flat dark earth. I really like the color. You can get the first generation or the original series M&Ps in flat dark earth as well, but I like the color. It's also available in black, and this model also has ambidextrous oversized thumb safeties on there. I would personally order it without that, as you still do have the trigger safety, but it's a nice option for people who are more mentally comfortable with a thumb safety. The grip texture was one of the big things that jumped out at me. I mean, it's very sandpapery, very textured. It feels like somebody did a really aggressive stippling job on there, which I'm a huge fan of. And it's pretty comparable to the new Shield 45 grip texture. If you guys have seen those videos that we did from from NRA Show and from WFTC here as well. But the grip texture is outstanding. Moving up, the trigger is significantly improved. They say that it has a tactile and audible reset, and compared to the original generation of Smith & Wesson M&P handguns, the reset is much better, but it's still not exactly what I would like it to be. That being said, the take-up on the trigger is relatively long, and the take-up actually feels a little bit longer than the original M&P triggers felt like they had in it, but it's a pretty smooth take-up, and there is a nice, very sharp, very crisp break on the trigger with almost zero over travel, which I really like. And then looking at the trigger reset, it comes forward about a ½ inch. You take up just a touch of slack and you get that razor sharp break again. And like I said, the reset on this pistol is not outstanding, but it's certainly better than what it was before. That being said, I might still throw an Apex trigger in this gun, but that is my opinion, and I have not shot live ammunition through this gun quite yet. Just simply dry firing it, I think the trigger is significantly improved upon though. You have some pretty cool looking little cutout things by the nose of the gun, by the just above the rail. I don't know why they're there, but it's kind of a nice style differentiation, I guess. You still have the same very aggressive rear cocking serrations, and the front cocking serrations have been significantly reduced, which is fine with me because I don't use front cocking serrations anyways. One of the drawbacks, or not necessarily a drawback, but one of the things I'm not a big fan of just yet, and I'm not sure why they did it, is this is actually a long slide model. I believe it's a 5-inch barrel. It's also available in 4 1/4, just like the normal full-size M&Ps have been. But the original series of M&Ps had kind of a tang or a beaver tail extension. You guys know that I'm a big fan of that for getting excellent leverage up high on the back of the gun, and they did away with that. The backstrap or tang area here is much more similar to that of the original M&P compact series that we've seen thus far, but it doesn't seem to be a problem. That slide is still coming close to my hand, but I'm not making contact with the slide of my dominant hand when I'm choking up aggressively in the back of the gun, so I don't think that's going to be too much of an issue. On top of the slide, they added a loaded chamber indicator here. You can see the black line. That will pop up. It has some red paint on it, so it's a nice visual and tactile point of reference to know whether or not you have a round in the chamber. It's very much so like you'll see on the Ruger SR series, the Springfield XD/XDM series. Then breaking the gun apart, it field strips identically to the M&Ps that we all know. Very easy process. And then looking inside here, they beefed up and oversized the stainless steel chassis of the gun, and I'm not sure why Smith & Wesson did this. I don't know if these chassis enhancements were due to failures or issues or complaints from guns that were floating around out there. If they were, that's news to me. So I'm not sure why they did that, possibly just to increase the performance and longevity of this firearm, which certainly, if you guys are familiar with the Smith & Wesson name and the M&P series of guns, there's a lot of longevity and a lot of high performance and durability in this gun. So I think this is just adding to the package and really showing that this gun is here to play. I think you're going to get a lot of good hard life usage out of this, a good hard lifespan, I should say, out of the M&P M2.0. Looking at the top, you still have standard 3-dot sights, just white painted sights on there. I would like to see Smith & Wesson offer this with night sights, put a good set of Trigicons or something on there, but still, you know, everything else is pretty much just overall an M&P. I mean, it is what it is, but the enhancements that they made to the M2.0 are certainly worth noting, and I think that it's going to serve very well. Another one of the big visual and possibly performance improvements that they made is they beveled down the slide. For almost 3/4 of the slide here, they really ground out the slide to make it lower profile and reduce potential of dragging and snagging the gun and getting caught, possibly when drawing from concealment or even outside the waistband. And it adds kind of a cool visual stylistic difference to me, but I can certainly see where there'd be some performance enhancements to be gained out of that. And the slide profile of the gun is actually very narrow, which is pretty cool, especially if you decide to buy an M&P 2.0 for inside the waistband carry. It'll be nice to have a little bit smaller overall package and less bulk on there. Looking down at the bottom of the magazine well here, they have a slight bevel on both sides of the gun. Should you need to forcibly strip that magazine out of the firearm, you can get a little bit better purchase on the base pad of the magazine. So that's kind of a nice additional feature that they put in there as well. Again, this particular gun that's in front of me is chambered in 9mm, so you're sticking with the exact same M&P mags, so 17 rounds in 9mm. The 40 cal, I believe, is going to be 15 rounds. And overall, outstanding. I'm really hoping that the guys at Wisconsin Firearms Training Center put one of these on the rental wall, because I really want to put some rounds through this gun and see what it's all about. If you're interested in checking this out, come on out to Wisconsin Firearms Training Center just off Burleigh Avenue, I believe is where we are, in Brookfield, Wisconsin. I'll go ahead and put the website to Wisconsin Firearms Training Center down below, but they do have several of the M&P 2.0s on the shelf right now for about $550. So I think that would be money well spent for the warranty, the reliability, the durability, and the new and improved or enhanced performance features of the Smith & Wesson M&P M2.0. We'll see you next time, and we never quit.